Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the new lecture of chapter 6 Lines and Angles. So we would be starting with the introductory part today and further continuing our discussion. So let's see what all we have for you today. What is line segment? So I hope you all know what is a line. Line is, we have discussed about Euclid's geometry too, and we have discussed the line definition, but now for a reminder's sake I would just tell you again, the joining of 2 points creates a line. A part or portion of a line with two endpoints is called line segment. Okay, so what's the difference between line and line segment? A line can be extended on both the sides to infinite, but a line segment has a fixed endpoint, so it can't be extended any further. Okay, so AB is a line denoted by AB, and above we draw this arrow sign. Line segment AB is denoted by AB bar. We say bar, okay, and its length is denoted by AB. Okay, so representation of length is just a terminology, nothing else. So see, it has a fixed length. It can't be varied. If it is varied, it's line. It's no more line segment. What is ray? Ray is a part of line with one endpoint. So one side it is fixed. From here, example A, it's fixed, but B side it can be extended to infinity. So it is represented by single arrow. In line segment we use double arrow, but here we use single arrow because it can have only one endpoint and can be extended on the other side. Okay, so what is collinear and non-collinear? If three or more points lie on a same line, they are called collinear points. If otherwise, they are called non-collinear points. Okay, so a line segment can have multiple points. It would be just asked for the definition's sake. What are angles? Angle is formed when two rays originate from a same endpoint. So they share a common endpoint and they originate from the same endpoint. Then we say it's a angle. Okay. Two rays making an angle are called the arms of the angle, and the endpoint is called the vertex of the angle. Okay. So, further in the discussion, we have seen line, arms and vertex. Now, what are its types? Different types of angles have been studied, like acute angle, which is between 90 degree to 0. Right angle, exact 90 degree. Obtuse angle, 90 180 less. And straight angle, exact 180. Reflex angle, the remaining part, which is lying between 180 to 360. So you just need to learn this basic definitions. They are asked sometimes. Two angles whose sum is 90 degree is called complementary angles, and the angle with sum 180 are called supplementary angles. So they are asked to find the complement and supplement of a given angle. Now, what are adjacent angles? Two angles are adjacent if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their non-common are on different sides of the common arm. Okay, so CM, they are adjacent because they have a common vertex and they have a common arm, which is BD, vertex B, and the non-common arms are on the different sides of the common arm. So they are adjacent angles. Linear pair of angles. If a non-common arm form a line, then the two angles formed are called linear pair of angles, and their sum would be 180 degree. Vertically opposite angle. Two lines intersecting each other, vertically opposite angles are formed, and these are the two pairs of vertically opposite angles. So intersection point is taken as the vertex common and the opposite sides are pair. So we have discussed all the basic definitions. Now we would see what is intersecting lines and non-intersecting lines. So the two different lines can be drawn in two different ways. They are meeting at a point, or other words intersecting, and they are not. So this is parallel lines are non-intersecting and otherwise the lines are intersecting. Now it doesn't mean intersection needs to be shown, but non-parallel lines if extended further surely will intersect at a point. Note that the length of common perpendicular at different points on parallel lines are same. That is, the distance between two parallel lines remains same. We have already seen and proved this theorem. Okay, it's constant difference. Linear pair axiom. Axiom 6.1. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degree. Since a linear angle sum is 180 degree and they are adjacent angles, so adjacent angle sum would be 180 degree. If the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then the non-common half of the angles form a line, just opposite of what we have read in 6.1. So 6.1 and 6.2 together are known as linear pair axiom. Okay. Now let us check if axiom 6.2 is true with the help of activity. Now see, two angles are given and they are adjacent or not, you have to find out. Yes, they are adjacent, but they are not linearly adjacent, but they are adjacent. And the sum of the angle is 90 degree. But it's not, the non-common are not forming a line. Hence, the angle sum would not be 180 degree. Again, in the second also, they are adjacent angles since the non-common are on the opposite sides, but the angle sum is not 180 degree, hence it is not linear. Okay. Now, see the third example. Yes, the sum is 180 degree and also the non-common arm forms a straight line. Okay, so the properties is been rectified. And in the fourth diagram, the sum is not 180 degree. Also, the non-common arms are not forming a line. Okay, so the both proof go parallelly. If the line is linear, then it is the angle sum is 180 degree. I hope you are clear with the lecture. We would be continuing further in the next part with vertically opposite angle. Thank you so much for attending the lecture.